Master Your Emotions, 6 Powerful Teachings from Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism. We've all felt trapped by our emotions at some point. Sometimes it seems like there's no way to escape that feeling of being out of control, anxious, or emotionally overwhelmed. And it's in those moments that we most wish to find a way to regain calm, clarity, and feel more centered. But what if I told you that you have the power to master your emotions in a calm way, without losing your essence and without having to suppress what you feel? Stoicism teaches us that our emotions are not the problem. The real challenge is how we react to them. Think about this. You can't always control what happens around you, but you can control how you choose to perceive those events and how you choose to respond. For Stoics, emotional control is not something rigid or forced. It's a process of understanding and self-management. It's not about suppressing what we feel, but about changing the internal narrative we tell ourselves about those emotions. But before we begin, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're ready to become the best version of yourself. In this video, you'll learn how to apply Marcus Aurelius' teachings to improve your emotional and mental well-being. You'll discover how to master your emotions, not through repression, but through understanding. Because in the end, emotional control is not about shutting down our feelings, but about learning to listen to them, understand them, and, most importantly, not letting them control us. If you follow these Stoic lessons, you'll be surprised to discover a new version of yourself, stronger, calmer, and more at peace with everything life throws at you. Lesson 1. Accept that you cannot control everything. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is accepting that we cannot control everything that happens around us. This lesson, though simple in theory, is key to achieving a more peaceful and balanced life. When we try to control the uncontrollable, like others' opinions, the weather, or even past events, we fill ourselves with frustration, anxiety, and stress. We exhaust ourselves emotionally trying to shape a reality that is not in our hands. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded us that our energy should only focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Everything else, no matter how much it affects us, is beyond our reach. And this is where many of us fail, because we tend to worry about external things that we really cannot change. Accepting that you cannot control everything doesn't mean giving up or being indifferent. What it truly means is consciously choosing where you place your emotional and mental energy. It's a form of liberation. Instead of wasting time and emotions on things you cannot change, you can focus on how you choose to face them. For example, you can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you choose to react. You can't prevent unexpected things from happening, but you can control how you handle them. This mindset not only frees you from unnecessary burdens, but also gives you an incredible sense of personal power. Because, while you may not have control over the outside world, you have total control over your inner world. When you accept this reality, you stop fighting with life. You become more resilient, calmer, and discover a new way of living, focused on what truly matters. The small daily annoyances, the big unexpected events, everything becomes manageable when you understand that your peace doesn't depend on what happens, but on how you choose to face it. And at that point, Stoicism becomes your best ally for living a more serene and peaceful life. Lesson 2. Live in the present. One of the most powerful teachings of Stoicism, and particularly from Marcus Aurelius, is the importance of living in the present. How many times have you found yourself trapped thinking about the past, reliving mistakes or situations you can no longer change, or worrying about the future, imagining scenarios that may never happen? This habit of focusing on what has already happened or on what has yet to come robs us of the present, which is the only moment we truly have power over. Living in the present is an act of full awareness. It means being here, now, feeling each moment, paying attention to what's happening around you without letting your mind wander elsewhere. According to Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and if your thoughts are constantly in the past or the future, you're missing out on the richness and value of the current moment. Have you realized how much you lose when you're not present? You miss out on connection with the people you love, the small daily joys, and even the opportunities that could change your life. Being present doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities or your future plans, but it does mean stopping the worry over what you can't control in the moment. It's important to remember that the past no longer exists and the future has not yet arrived. All we have is this instant, this breath. And when you allow yourself to fully live in the present, you free yourself from the emotional burdens of yesterday and the anxieties of tomorrow. You find peace in the simplicity of now. Next time you feel trapped in a spiral of thoughts about what was or what will be, take a pause. Breathe deeply and return to the present. Ask yourself, what can I do today? What is under my control right now? It's there, in that space of the present, that you can find true freedom and serenity. As Marcus Aurelius said, do not act as if you had 10,000 years to live. The moment is yours, live it fully. Lesson 3. Practice daily gratitude. One of the most important pillars of Stoicism is the practice of gratitude. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that even in the most difficult moments, there is always something to be thankful for. Practicing gratitude not only helps us maintain a positive attitude toward life, but also allows us to see things from a more balanced and realistic perspective. It's often easy to focus on what is missing in our lives or the problems we face daily. However, when we shift that focus toward what we already have, toward the blessings and opportunities life has given us, we start to experience an internal transformation. Being grateful for both the small and the big things completely changes our mindset and grounds us in the present. Imagine each day as a gift. Sometimes, situations don't turn out the way you expect, but even in those moments, there is something positive you can take from the experience. Maybe you learned a lesson or realized how strong you really are. The simple fact of being alive, having the ability to breathe, feel, and think, is enough reason to be thankful. Daily gratitude is also an excellent way to reduce anxiety and stress. When we focus on what we are grateful for, instead of what we lack, our mind calms down, and we can find peace even in the most turbulent times. As Marcus Aurelius said, look at the blessings you have, and forget your disadvantages. If you have what others crave, you are richer than you think. A good way to integrate this habit into your life is to set aside a few minutes each day, either in the morning or before bed, to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. It can be something as simple as a hug from a loved one, a sunny day, or the opportunity to have learned something new. This small gesture of gratitude will not only improve your emotional well-being, but also make you more resilient in the face of challenges. Remember, gratitude is not an emotion that arises by chance. It is a daily practice that requires intention and awareness. By being consistent in this habit, you will find that little by little, your perspective on life changes, and you begin to see the world with kinder and more grateful eyes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're ready to start shaping your new inner self. Lesson 4. Focus on solutions, not problems. One of the most powerful lessons of Stoicism, which Marcus Aurelius constantly applied, is to focus on solutions and not on problems. In life, we will always encounter difficult situations, obstacles, and challenges that seem uncontrollable. However, what truly defines how we feel is not the problem itself, but our reaction to it. When you face a problem, it's easy to get carried away by worry, frustration, or fear. But those emotions don't bring you closer to the solution. In fact, they often cloud your ability to think clearly. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to look beyond the problem and direct our attention to what we can do about it. It's not about denying the reality of difficulties, but addressing them with a clear and objective mind. Take a common situation as an example. Imagine you lose an important project at work. Instead of focusing on the loss and getting stuck in thoughts like, "Why does this happen to me?" or "Everything is ruined," the Stoic approach invites you to ask useful questions like, "What can I do now to fix this?" or "How can I improve for next time?" This perspective shifts you from a negative emotional state to one of action. Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle is the way." What seems like a barrier can become an opportunity to grow, learn, and adapt. Every challenge brings with it the possibility of finding new ways to move forward, as long as we are willing to change our mindset to focus on solutions. Another key point to remember is that while you may not always be able to control what happens, you can always control how you react and respond. This gives you immense power. Instead of wasting energy lamenting or getting stuck in problems, you channel that energy into finding alternatives and moving forward. In the end, what truly matters is how you use your mind to overcome obstacles. With this mindset, you become more resilient, more creative, and, above all, more effective in facing any situation that comes your way. Lesson 5: Maintain a simple routine. One of the most important teachings of Stoicism is simplicity, and this is reflected in the importance of maintaining a daily routine that is simple yet powerful. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, spoke of the beauty of simplicity and the essential, reminding us that complicating our lives with too many activities, responsibilities, or thoughts only creates mental chaos. Having a simple routine doesn't mean doing less, but rather doing what truly matters. It's about focusing on the essentials, on the activities that make you feel good, that bring you closer to your goals, and that align your mind with a deeper purpose. When we fill our days with unnecessary tasks, commitments that don't add value, or distractions, we stray away from what we really want to achieve. A simple routine allows you to have clarity. By eliminating what is unnecessary, you create space for the activities that truly matter. For example, instead of trying to do too much, choose 3 or 4 key activities that are important to you: exercise, reading, reflection, and perhaps time to develop your creativity. These small habits, repeated consistently, can lead to big changes in the long run. Moreover, a simple routine not only benefits your productivity but also your mental well-being. When you overload yourself with tasks, you constantly feel pressured and stressed, which negatively affects your ability to enjoy the present. Marcus Aurelius firmly believed in living in a balanced and focused way, which is only possible if you learn to prioritize what truly holds value. Another important point is that a simple routine also helps you to be more flexible. When you fill your day with too many activities, any small setback can throw off your entire schedule. However, if you keep your day light, it's easier to adapt to changes without losing your calm. Finally, maintaining a simple routine allows you to enjoy life with greater awareness. Instead of constantly rushing from one task to another, you give yourself space to appreciate the small moments, to reflect on what you're doing, and to make more conscious decisions. This Stoic lesson not only improves your productivity but also brings you closer to a full and balanced life. Lesson 6. Be aware of your thoughts. One of the fundamental pillars of Stoicism is awareness of thoughts. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded us that our perceptions and thoughts shape our reality. That's why learning to be aware of what you think is key to mastering your emotions and living a fuller life. Often, we are so immersed in the continuous flow of thoughts that we don't realize the impact they have on how we feel and act. Negative, anxious, or recurring thoughts can influence our emotional state without us even noticing. This is where the importance of consciously observing your thoughts comes in. Taking a moment to pause and ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? Or is this thought helping or hurting me? Is the first step to taking control over them. Being aware of your thoughts doesn't mean you need to stop or ignore them. On the contrary, Stoicism teaches us that we should accept what goes through our minds, but without letting it drag us down. The trick is to observe them objectively, as if you were a spectator of your own internal dialogue. Is this thought useful? Is it based on reality or just an exaggeration? This kind of self-awareness allows you to deactivate the power that negative or unrealistic thoughts have over you. A useful practice for developing this awareness is meditation or daily reflection, something Marcus Aurelius did constantly. Taking a few minutes each day to examine your mind and thoughts helps you identify patterns you may not have noticed before. Over time, this helps you build a stronger, more resilient mindset, one that is less reactive and more proactive. Additionally, by being more aware of your thoughts, you also improve your ability to respond in a more balanced way to difficult situations. You can't control what happens around you, but you can control how you choose to think about it. And when you achieve this, you gain greater mastery over your emotions, allowing you to make wiser decisions and maintain greater inner peace. Being aware of your thoughts is not only a tool for managing stress and anxiety, but also for living with more clarity and purpose. We have journeyed together through a deep exploration of Marcus Aurelius' teachings and the power of Stoicism in mastering our emotions. These 6 lessons are not just theoretical advice, but practical tools you can start applying today. The most powerful thing about this philosophy is that, although times have changed since the Roman emperor's days, human nature remains the same. Our thoughts, emotions, and challenges aren't so different, and that's where Stoicism becomes relevant. Accept that you can't control everything. This is a universal truth we all need to integrate into our lives. The more we try to cling to absolute control, the more suffering we create. By letting go of that need, we gain freedom and inner peace. Remember, it's not about giving up, but about choosing where to put your energy and attention. Living in the present is another essential key. The past no longer exists, and the future is uncertain, so the only reality you have is the now. Practicing being present, appreciating the moment, and letting go of worry about what might happen allows you to live a fuller, more satisfying life. After all, the only thing we truly own is this instant. Daily gratitude connects you to what truly matters. It's easy to get lost in worries and forget what you already have. Practicing gratitude not only changes your perspective but also improves your emotional state. The more grateful you are, the more aware you become of the abundance in your life. And speaking of abundance, it's important to always focus on solutions, not problems. Many times, we get stuck on what's going wrong, but Stoicism teaches us to redirect our attention to what we can do. This approach not only helps you stay calm in difficult situations, but also gives you the clarity to find effective solutions. Maintaining a simple routine is equally essential. Life can become incredibly complicated if we allow it to. But simplifying things, whether in your daily habits or how you manage your time, allows you to focus on what really matters. When you have fewer distractions and fewer trivial decisions to make, you have more mental and emotional space for what truly holds significance. Finally, awareness of your thoughts is the tool that will allow you to master your emotions. You can't control what happens around you, but you can control how you choose to respond to those events through your mindset. By being more aware of your thoughts, you can train yourself to react more calmly and wisely, even in the most difficult situations. Remember, Stoicism is not about suppressing your emotions or living a life devoid of feelings. It's about learning to manage them in a way that serves you, rather than letting them control you. It's about finding inner peace amidst the storm and having the ability to stand firm no matter what happens. Now that you know these 6 lessons from Marcus Aurelius for mastering your emotions, I encourage you to put them into practice in your daily life. The key is consistency. It's not about achieving perfection, but about making small changes that, over time, will have a big impact on your life. Leave us a comment sharing your thoughts, as this helps motivate others to become the best version of themselves. Give me a like and remember, subscribing is free. See you in the next chapter.